Okay, for the instability due to seepage, okay, normally the common problem is piping. So what is piping? Alright, so this is the diagram to show you what is the piping. Right, so the flow of water or the seepage movement is from the higher pressure, okay, from the higher pressure to the lower pressure here. Alright, so at the higher pressure to the lower pressure, if you can see that the movement, the arrow shows that from the higher pressure it will go down, and then slowly when the flow reach to the end of the dam, it will have the upward arrow. So meaning that here we will have the downward seepage force, and at this right side we will have the upward seepage force. Okay, how the piping happen is actually due to the force. Alright, so when the upward force here, continuously higher than the downward force, okay, higher than the downward force, okay, so it will result to no frictional resistance between the soil particles. Okay, the soil particles tend to lose their strength. Okay, the soil particles tend to lose their strength, so it will create the pipe shaped erosion, okay, near the toe of the dam. Right, if you can see here that the pipe shape of the erosion, right, with the particles starting to lose their strength, so it will cause a instability, and will cause to the failure and collapse of this structure of the dam structure when the upward seepage more than the downward seepage. Okay, so how to prevent of the piping problem? What we can do, for example, this is the initial conditions. We can increase the path of the flow or the length of the flow. Alright, so for example, this is an initial length of the dam, and then in order to increase the length of the seepage, okay, we can increase the base length of dam. Instead of we have XX, okay, if you can see here, when we extend or when we increase the length of the base, okay, X prime to X prime, you can see that the length of the seepage would be longer than the initial one. Okay, and also we can have the cut off wall sheet pile here. Alright, you can have the sheet pile here. It will lengthen the path of the seepage. The sheet pile can be on the left side, okay, near to the upstream, and also can be at the right side, that close to the downstream. Beside that, we can also have the impervious blanket at the upstream here. The impervious blanket made from the impermeable material type of soil. Okay, and then we can also have to reduce the seepage. Okay, by reducing the seepage, we will prevent the piping problem. So let's say we have an earth embankment here. So initially the flow of seepage will be like this, and then to reduce the seepage, we will have the impervious core in the middle of the earth dam. The impervious core is made by the impermeable material, for example clay, okay, in here. Alright, so it will reduce the seepage. Alright, we can also have the drainage filter at this area. So the drainage filter made from the coarser material, it will divert the movement of the seepage. And then we can also have the loaded filter located in here. So also it will have the distributions of different particle of soil, coarser material basically, alright, to reduce the seepage quantity. Alright,